Hello everyone, this is John for PokerVIP.com and we are back with part 8, I believe, of the Grinding TonyBet series. TonyBet Poker, I mean, just awesome software, awesome everything, rakeback paid weekly, can get up to, well, you can get over 100% in returns if you have a losing week, or if you have a winning week, you're probably going to get around 50%. They've got their own rake race, we've got our big one, huge 2k deposit bonus, huge 1k reload bonus. Just lots of good stuff going on here. And basically in this video and all the other videos of this epic 24-part series, we're going to play a mixture of stakes. And we're going to basically just try and win as much money as we can, play as well as we can, and just see what happens. On sites like this, you're going to want to play lots of different sort of like stakes. You know, traffic is a bit lower than, say, a PokerStars. So you got to get in there, you got to find the fish, and you got to go, go, go. I'm going to go ahead and just float here with this ace-8 after he limped, called pre-flop and led minimum. And this 4-8, I think I'm going to have to call. Ace-8 I'm going to call again. Oh, he actually has a flush, that's a shame. But yeah, top left, we have a 25 NL, top right 10 NL, bottom left 2 NL. And I'm trying to start a 50 NL table on the bottom right. But I'm also on the waiting list for a nice 25 NL game. And now this guy's a bit large. I think I'm going to have to fold my ace-8. If he bet the minimum, I would have just called again. There are definite like pros to, you know, raising flop. But I think with a hand like ace-8, when he's betting the minimum, we can just go ahead and call. Sadly, I timed out there. Not something I do often. Going to go ahead and isolate with the queens. Looking at this guy, I mean, not really much we can go off apart from he limped, which normally a good player wouldn't do. I'm actually just going to go ahead and bet this flop. There is definite pros again to like checking the flop and pot controlling. But with a limp call range under the gun, he's going to have plenty of hands that we beat. So I'm going to go for like probably a bet check bet type line or a bet check call type line, something like that. Probably the best way to go. Lots of money on the tables today. If you look at this top left table, everyone has a full stack or more, pretty much. I mean, this guy's half a big blind short, but that's not something we actually see that much on TonyBet. Lots of it is like, you know, their full bankrolls in play. But today, looks like everyone has full amounts to buy in and possibly reload, so that should be fun. Queen's here, just going to go for a check after 3-betting pre-flop. Obviously, we hate that ace. Once he checks the flop back though, we're going to bet the turn really small here, just try and get some value from him. If he raises, it will be a fold. I don't expect him to be raised bluffing too often. King on the river, disaster card. I'm going to check here and basically hope to go to showdown. Jack Queen we block, but King Queen, King Jack, we also block King Queen. But they can definitely be in his range. And we could also just have a hand like King X of spades. When he bets though, pretty interesting. He's repping like a set, an ace, or 2 pair. Not too sure I can believe him. Just not loving this sizing. I think I'm going to actually have to fold this one. Game starting on sites like this, which is what I'm trying to do in the bottom right table, is a must. I really hate people who go to a site and say, oh, there was no traffic, so I didn't bother. Sit down, start a game, and people will join in. You know, I'm making this video actually really early. Wow, look at the size of this 3-bet, by the way, guys. That can just be never good with any 2 cards. Yeah, so basically, you know, sitting down, starting a game, everyone joining in, that's how a site will build and that's how traffic will grow. And also on a site like this, lots of people come and go really quick. So, you know, lots of people come on, they, you know, play on their Android or something, and they basically just try and, like, you know, win money as quick as they can. But we have actually just got into the 25 NL game, so I'm going to bring that in now. I'm going to bet my bottom pair there, and now I'll just shut down, or maybe bluff some rivers. That's not going to be a river that will bluff, and he overpots it, so I'd imagine he's pretty strong here. And we're just going to muck. Do 6, we basically checked, and we are checking down, hoping to win. A6 in the cutoff looks okay to me, 4-handed. And 3-2, we're going to go ahead and raise it up. I've actually just noticed there is another 25NL game running. So I am going to leave this 2NL because let's face it, what would you rather watch, 2NL or 25NL? And bring in the 25NL table. So now we're on 3 25NL tables and 1 10NL. Although the 10NL seems to be breaking. Like I said, it's not breaking, that's cool. Making it at 10 AM, I think, or 11 AM. So quite often traffic will be slower at this time, but we've managed to get on 4 full tables. 9-10 offsuit, definitely a good hand to isolate in position. And I tend to go for 4x, and he actually blind posted, remember, he didn't limp. So yeah, he's just going to fold soften here. So I'd have done this with a really wide range. Like 9-10, like we're always going to do this versus a limp, but you know, say versus him, when it's a blind post, I mean, you can really do it close to any two. He gets stubborn and calls, and we don't get like a favourable flop. But you can have lots of hands like, you know, Jack 10, Jack 9, you know, plenty of hands I can fold, so we're just still going to go ahead and bet. Kings, I'm going to go ahead and 4x. This guy limp called before. If I see them limp folding, I will start to sort of, you know, min raise or something just to try and keep them in the pot. But if he's just going to limp call, then I'm just going to 4x all the time and get some value. And just same with the queens, I just went ahead and bet. He's just going to have so much garbage and so many worse hands than mine that it's fine to go ahead and bet. Like I said, this is a 24-part series. Just want to show it off. Anyone who's been following the series will notice that before it had like a track and field, like Olympic torch button and stuff. Obviously, the Olympics is over now. So it's gone back to its normal felt, which I prefer. I actually felt like the track lines didn't actually look good on the video as well. But I do like the fact that they, you know, invest time and money into doing quirky things like that. You know, it shows that they care. I'm going to go ahead and make up the blind here with my 5-2 suited. I'm actually going to lead this flop. I have a very weak flush draw, but I do have the backdoor straight draw as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lead. I do turn the flush, and I'm just going to lead and then lead the river as well. If I get raised, I will not be a happy bunny. He actually ends up folding. So yeah, leading is just far better than check calling or check raising. Means we can get lots of folds when we do lead, and also when we hit, we can build a pot. Lots of limping on sites like this, that's for sure. And just ways to combat it is, you know, figuring out what sort of like ranges they have. Do they limp call? Do they limp fold? Interesting one here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and call and defend my button. I'm going to go ahead and bet my gut shot. We get raised, and I'm going to go ahead and peel here. You know, a 9 gives us the nuts. A Jack or Queen might give us the best hand, and we might be ahead versus a hand like, I don't know, Queen 9. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and call there and just hope we improve. The Ace 9 bottom left, just going to go ahead and raise it up. And now we're going to go ahead and fold the Jack Queen. The Ace Jack, I defended my button versus a 4x open under the gun. This Ace 9 I'm going to check. I mean, versus 2 players on this board, we are just not going to be getting enough folds. I'm going to go ahead and call here for my gut shot on my Ace High. And now I'm going to start betting my Ace 9, repping that king. I think here we can go ahead and bet the Ace Jack. See if we can get him to fold a couple of hands which might beat us. Or possibly go ahead and barrel the river. You just go ahead and fold there. Ace 9 I'm going to check back. I do beat some flush draws. I do beat some straight draws. But the main reason for checking back here is I don't expect him to fold any made hand that he called off on the turn on this river. So it's just going to be a check. And we do beat a draw. Being 3-bet really small, bottom right table, so going to go ahead and peel with my set and hope to hit. The 8-9 I'm going to lead. Going to lead pot with my, you know, bad straight draw basically. The 7 here I'm just going to check, and I think I'll use it as a bluff catcher versus Seppers if he bets. Don't think I can get value, but definitely can induce a bluff there maybe. Let someone just go ahead and bet and, you know, snap them off. Pretty bad board for 5, so gonna get out of the way. And aces we open. I do find that you don't really get 3-bet that often by recreational players, if ever. So you're just going to be playing lots of like open pots, which is fine because you can still build lots of money into the pot post flop. Quite a scary flop here for us because there's just so many bad turn cards, and we could also be crushed. But I mean, he just called. We have aces, so we're just going to bet and bet and bet unless a spade drops off like it does. Now we're just going to check and hope we have the best hand versus some worse. But he actually had 5s with the 5 spades there, so we got some seriously nice value. Never checking that flop, never checking that turn. It does hurt when they hit, and we're never going to bluff him off that. So just check. You know, we're not checking because we think we're B. We're checking because there's a chance we're B. We know betting doesn't get him to fold a hand that's better than ours, and we think we're going to be ahead a good amount of the time. The main thing is getting the value on those earlier streets. I'm going to go ahead and just raise this lead here. Looks pretty weak. He actually snaps. And we turn a king high flush. Now it's just, do I want to go ahead and bet or do I want to check and take the free card? I think I prefer to bet here. See if he can fold a 3 or some sort of pocket pair. And yeah, nice. So this guy keeps limping. I mean, jack high. Well, he actually limped with ace king, so I'm sure you guys will make much better notes than that. But it's hard to do it one-handed with a microphone in front of you. But limps ace king is a good note to have on him. 8-9, we're going to go ahead and try and blind a steal. Interesting hand top right, where we had the ace-3. Everyone folds though. Going to go ahead and bet my gut shot here. Also just repping, you know, the high cards. He didn't 3-bet pre-flop, so we can definitely have more than him. I think I'm going to barrel this turn. I'm going to barrel pretty large as well, make it look like I'm sort of protecting a hand rather than drawing to a hand. He calls and we make the nuts. I know you guys are going to be like, no, ace queen and queen 9 is the nuts. I know that, but this just feels like the nuts here. Definitely a chance that he can have a couple of those straights or a miss flush draw, but I'm just going to go ahead and bet and hope to get called by like a king. Ace queen, I'm just going to continue to bet with my flush draw and 2 overs. And we hit the river. And we didn't set it up for a jam. We're just going to go for small value here. I don't think he's going to be like super strong and snap me off like for a full stack. But we're just going to eke that value out of him. That guy actually folds when I had the 8-9. I guess he had a draw, which is a shame. This guy says, for fuck's sake, this look, I can't believe. I mean, he probably just had a 10. Now he's calling me stupid, which is just not nice at all, is it? It's just not nice at all. Big pot going on bottom right here. A little blind versus blind battle. Straight and a backdoor flush. Hits the river and still a snap bet by TNB. And a quick call, and we see 7-3 versus a set. Interesting. That pot could have been a lot bigger. I'm probably going to be raising that set on the turn. But I guess he thought that guy's just going to be bluffing a lot, but I don't know. Ooh, shame we followed that deuce 4. Another interesting pot going on up on the top right. He didn't even put him all in. That's a mistake. He should put him all in. If he's going to call 3-12, he's going to call 3-53. There is no strategy behind that. And wow, yeah, he does get called by worse. The money is flying. The money is definitely flying around today. And we're picking up some strong hands as well. Ace-10, I'm just going to opt to call in position. Flop top pair, gut shot, backdoor flush draw. He checks. I'm just going to go ahead and bet here. I actually think he might, you know, check call quite wide, or he might even try a check raise, thinking that I didn't 3-bet pre-flop, but blah de blah. You know, I shouldn't have that strong of a hand, so he can go ahead and rep it. So then I can just go ahead and call down. Gonna go ahead and squeeze with the queens. I think the sizing looks about right. 65 up to 275. Could have maybe gone slightly larger here. Just don't want to lose my audience. I mean, essentially, I want action from Danny Gardas here and the other two to fold. That would be the best situation. He definitely is the weaker player. And this Forever Loving's on multiple tables and looks pretty decent. Can do. I've seen around a lot, so yeah. That would be good. But we will not be folding. I mean, that's all. We get a call there by Forever Loving, which is interesting. Gonna have some pocket pairs and some strong aces. And can do calls as well, and we get a really bad flop here. We get the ace high, so we're gonna go ahead and check. Checks around, we see a jack on the turn now. Again, not a great card for us. Gonna go ahead and check again. 8-5 here, I mean, we're getting 9-1, we're gonna have to call. But it's really on the limits of what we want to call there, getting that sort of price. Ace Queen versus 8s here. Big bet by Forever Loving. I can definitely have aces, be slow playing them. I can also definitely have jacks. So once he bets, I believe he's going to be pretty strong here, and we're just going to have to muck. Ace 8, I make a button steal attempt, but get flat called in both spots. Good flop for us though. Ace of spades, jack 6-6. Can just go ahead and bet and hope we win. 5C, I'm going to go ahead and c-bet versus that guy's limp. And he just snap folds again. So he's just like super weak, super passive. Forever Loving puts a little smiley face in there. He might be a VIP member who bluffed me. That is definitely a chance. He just puts smiley faces now and then. If he's a VIP member, good luck to him. If he's not, game on. Any MTT players out there? I know TonyBet are releasing a Run It Twice tournament. So you can run it twice in tournaments, which I think is the first time that's been done. I'll definitely get a video of that for you guys. The MTT schedule has definitely been lacking recently. I think they've essentially sort of thought, well, let's just wait until we get this sorted and go from there. Running it twice in tournaments, what do you guys think about that? Big hand going on here, bottom left. But I have 275 and a raise to 697, and it goes fold. Maybe 3-bet the king jack there. Just don't know too much about this guy. Any questions, please leave them in the section below. And also please leave it a star rating. Always appreciate it. So far we've played anywhere from 2NL to 100NL in this video series. Hopefully we'll get some high stakes action as well towards the end. Okay, so our guy who limps and then folds really quick post flop is at it again, so guess what we're going to do? Pretty bad flop for us really, but he does just fold so often, so we're going to take a stab. But yeah, I didn't think that one was going to get through as much. You know, it's just such a wet coordinated board. So I'm just going to check here. I actually feel like I could have the best hand sometimes. I hate that 8 though. Jack 9 does get there. Hopefully he just has King Jack and we win. But no, he's pop bet it, so I believe him. And I'm going to get out of there. Ace 9 I open, going to go ahead and bet on a Queen 5-6 Rainbow. We can also just check fold this kind of spot. But we can definitely go for backdoor flush draw. Going to go ahead and barrel again. See if I can get him to fold his 5s and 6s or straight draws. He goes ahead and calls us. Now we're going to go ahead and check give up. Yeah, I figured it would be a queen at that point. Queen 4, ladies and gentlemen. We open with ace 9, we get called by queen 4. We have to be loving life. Oh, I don't have auto rebuy ticked. My bad. Give that a tick now. So glad they introduced auto rebuy. A site without auto rebuy is no site at all. I'm gonna fold. And you guessed it, guys. We're gonna raise him. Kings. Oh wow, he folded. He's fed up. He's had enough. Gonna go for the re-ISO here with the ace-4. And we've been okay. I mean, this is just stupidity at its highest form. I'm actually gonna get a little bit cocky here and just try and string these guys along. Do take the risk of them like hitting post flop, but I'm willing to take that chance against two very weak players who I expect to have very weak hands. I'm going to price them into call. And we actually get called with our re-ISO. And we get a pretty good flop actually for our hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and bet it. And the kings I'm going to go ahead and bet. I'm going to bet just over this guy's stack. Nice. Hopefully TMB ships in now with like king jack as well. Okay, let's see what you guys have got. King 7 ace queen. Okay. Nice. Take it down. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for coming. King 7. I mean, what on earth is he doing? Gonna barrel this. This king, as it's definitely a card that improves us. We're going to be c-betting our ace, kings, king, queens on the flop. And when we're here, we're going to be betting for value on the turn. Essentially, I think he's got like a pocket pair, 8s, 9s, 10s. And that is pretty much it. So this will just be a bet, bet, bet. As in like a bet, bet, jam. Hopefully the river's just a 4 though. Or an ace and it just makes my life really easy. We get the fold though. We made him fold that pocket pair. I mean, our hand looks so legit. You know, our hand looks so legit. So I can't blame him there. And I don't want to like check because I don't think my 4's good. So, you know, we're just turning our hand into a bluff. And we get him to fold that kind of face-up range. You can also have some ace queens and ace jacks. Which have 4 beats, but I don't want to check and let him improve or, you know, that's only a small part of his range. Gonna go ahead and bet my gut shot here and backdoor royal flush draw. Turn the nuts, running good. Gonna just go ahead and bet again. Not too big, not too small. And a really bad river for us there. Can lose this action or tie this action. A7 I should have probably raised top right here. I'm just gonna bet for pretty much half pot, but sadly he snap folds. Really bad river there. Ace king, you know what we're doing. We're 5xing it against 2. We're opening the 4's bottom left. So really getting into the swing of it here, guys. Enjoying the grind. Can't believe this TNB guy with his king 7. I mean, what a punt. You know, just sort of like calls pre-flop, calls the 3-bet, calls the 4-bet, raises the c-bet, second pair, and just doesn't give a shit. Deuce is going to go ahead and call. Ace king checking on this board texture. Flip a set with the deuces. And the ace, I guess I just bet here rather than using it as a bluff catcher. It's, you know, pretty strong. And this guy's pop bet it, so I guess I just call. Good turn card for him, hopefully. Or at least one that he's going to go ahead and bluff at. Go on, buddy. Just bet 6-15. Okay, so I think quite often he's going to have like a pair and a flush draw. Or he is, you know, it's definitely possible, but I'm happy to take that risk that if a diamond rolls off, I'm still just going to call river, because I want him to be bluffing a lot, and I don't want to scare him off, so here it's just going to be a call, and we're going to call any river. Just hope it's not a diamond, basically. 8-10 of diamonds gets there. But yeah, we're not scared. We've got a set, we're blind versus blind. Don't check. Do not check. Nice. 8s are no good. 8s are no good. I mean, I love this guy's heart, right? Like, I love the fact that he's gone for it there, but once I've called a pot size and then a 50, well, probably like 40% more than pot size bet, I'm probably not going to be folding the river. Like, I'm probably trapping you. You should probably know that at this point. So, yeah, I mean, I would like it if you just sort of like 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, or 3/4, 3/4, you know, jam or something. But once I've shown that much strength, yeah, you're not going to want to do that versus me. Okay, so the jacks, we ISO, we flop a set, we bet. The king queen, we float with the gut shot, we turn top pair and we check. And the ace, we're just going to check here. This guy did have the ace king before, so I'm just going to use this as a bluff catcher. King queen, I guess I just bet now. Jack deuce, I'm going to raise it and just hope this guy folds. Going to go ahead and isolate. Well, that guy actually had kings. I mean, okay. Okay. Maybe I was too thin there. Maybe it was too thin. Gonna go ahead and bet my jack deuce once this guy limp called. Lots of good turn cards for us. We have really seen some action, guys. Making money. Really a simple site to make money on. I know that's, you know, easy to say or whatever, easier said than done, but I mean, it really is a gift what TonyBet have done. And it doesn't seem to be quieting down, and especially with the autumn-winter period coming where online poker just boosts, then good signs are showing. Aces, we raise, 7-10 suited, nice hands to defend with. Gonna go ahead and call the flush draw. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and bet this turn. And again, we're gonna bet pretty large here. Checking the 9-4, betting the aces. Just gonna half pot the aces. And the 9-4, I'm gonna go for a check call. Not a great turn card. For the 9-4 it is. For the aces, maybe not. King Queen does get there, but we're just going to carry on betting. And we take all of the pots down. We win them all. Which is a very good strategy to have if you're a poker player. Winning pots is very effective. Yeah, God. This top left table, I mean, it's kind of brutal what we're doing to the guy. Like, you know, it's kind of one of those horrible things where it is like pure bum hunting in a way. Well, okay, don't really like that flush draw. King Jack, nice flop. He checked very quick there. He never normally checks that quick. Okay, nope, he still check folds. 3-6 is just a call. I mean, I've got no idea what these guys are up to, but this TMB window is a bit of a spew. So we're just going to go ahead and call and see what happens on the river. 10 Jack improves. I think it's just going to be a river call. Don't see any sense in raising on this board. And we actually had the same hand. He called with 3-6 offsuit pre-flop. You are the man. You are the man. Ace King, really good turn card for us. Just going to sort of, you know, just over half pot, just over half pot, just over half pot it. That's going to be the plan for all streets. He raises me, so he's wrapping 2 pair or a set. I mean, it's possible, but we ain't folding. And we make the nuts on the river. And I think we just go ahead and lead here. We don't need to check back anything. And if he has got 2 pair or a set, he's not folding for this amount, so we'll just go ahead and try and get that value. Or if he wants to get clever and call with a queen. Or if he has a queen high flush, he might go ahead and raise, so we're just going to go ahead and bet there. King deuce I floated. You know, straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Pair outs. Ace we're going to go ahead and bet. King deuce I'm going to call again. Even though, wow, he's bet huge. I guess we're actually going to fold. Good bet, sir. And Sai, he folded over the ace king suited. But I just don't think he's going to be bluffing that often on the flop, so going to call this 3. I mean, it's quite a loose call, but this guy could be up to anything, so I'm going to go ahead and make that hero call. And not be good. Very strong hand by him. So he just plays very strong hands very passively. Which is what it is. I'm actually going to set out and call it a video anyway. We lost one hand, guys. We're tilted, we're going. Or it's just 30 minutes and the time is up. Going to play this last pocket pair of 5s. Hopefully just pin a set and just stack somebody. That would be the dream outcome here. That would be the dream. Sadly, the dream is not real. I'm going to end the video here and say thanks for watching. Good look at the tables, and I'll see you next time.